Welcome back. Episode 3, Rumors from the Korner. Got my man Jimbo here. I'm Clay. Ready for another episode of a lot of fun.
Excited today, my man. Excited today. I did a little fire and ice today. My cryo, did a little cryo. I haven't been able to do cryo for it's been almost 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of tell a difference, you know. So I did a little cryo this morning. Then I went to the gym, got my sweat on with the fire. I'm ready. I'm ready to go, dude. I haven't had this much energy in a while, man. I am ready to go.
It looks like it.
But had a crazy weekend, you know, sitting around watching these games. Of course, we went up to I was up there at one of my favorite coffee shops this weekend watching the ball games, drinking some adult beverages with some of my buddies, you know, and we're looking around. And I said, Jamie, what did you drink before Bud Light? Teddy said, baby formula. I said, oh my God. I said, I got to use that one on the podcast because it was great. But no, we've had a great weekend. And I can't wait to talk about these games. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff went down.
It was a cold weekend. I know that. The snow, glad that's all gone. Looks like we're going to have rain the next 3 days. Get that snow and cold water out of here and move on.
Fucking rain.
What you think about this NFL?
Birds don't eat the fucking rain. You know what movie that was from?
No.
What was that movie with Sylvester Stallone in it? He's in the jailhouse and he goes, fucking rain. Birds don't eat in the fucking rain.
Rainbow?
No, Lock Up. Lock Up. Good one, folks. If you haven't seen Lock Up, good one from the, it's probably late 90s, early 2000s. Check that one out.
I definitely will as soon as I leave here. All right. We had NFL this past weekend. Great games. I think I went 0 for 4 after pretty good record the weekend before. So we'll start with Baltimore and Houston.
Tough betting wise.
Baltimore's a 9.5-point favorite. 43.5 was a spread. Baltimore ended up winning 34-10.
You know, I thought the game would have been a little. Obviously, we both thought Baltimore was going to win the ball game.
Yes,
which they did. We thought it would have been a little bit closer. You know, tip your hat to Baltimore. You know, I was kind of looking for that team coming in. You know, without a week off. You know, just riding that high. You know, but tip your hat to Baltimore. I'm really looking forward to that game against KC.
Lamar was doing Lamar things. 2
passing
touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. We'll see if he's got enough next week.
Do you think he gets slided in the big scheme of things? I mean, you know, obviously living here in Louisville, you know, we watched him rise and stardom, you know, Heisman and everything else. I mean, we've always known how good he was. But do you feel he still gets slided in the national perspective? Because they talk about Mahomes. They talk about
Josh
Allen, you know. Well, what about Burrow? Did you forget about him the last 2 out of the 3 years? You know, that yesterday they compared in that Buffalo game. It was Buffalo playing Kansas City. They compared that to this is the new Brady Manning.
Mahomes beats him every time. Yeah, like it's not even a contest, really.
But to my point, though, you know. They never talk about Lamar.
No.
I mean, what is it? I don't know what it is.
Well, he's about to win the second MVP.
I hope he does.
You know, he hadn't been to that AFC Championship game though yet, has he? I don't think he has.
I don't think so.
So maybe this is a step to maybe get a little bit more respect, is what I'm hoping. Baltimore's defense played great. They played great. Yeah. They play like a number one
they're
seed
supposed
should.
To. Yeah,
they played good.
You're absolutely right.
San Fran, they barely snuck by Green Bay. That was a tough game. They came in 10.5-point favorite. 49.5 was the spread. 24-21, the 49ers won.
And lucky by the hair of their chinny chin.
You know, at one point I look over and McCaffrey's hurt. He's getting like a massage on the sideline. Debo is out of the game, and I'm thinking Green Bay might steal a pig on this one.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm Green Bay. Oh man, I don't know. You're just sitting there watching the game unfold, and you're thinking, well, Green Bay's going to win this game. And then, San Fran does what San Fran does. I think it helped a lot playing at home. Yeah, unfortunate. I mean, I kind of wanted to see Green Bay just sneak in. They're just a young team. But just obviously, with my Bengals not being in there, I really don't care.
Right. Jordan Love, though, man, he is. Jordan Love is going to be a problem for a long time.
Oh,
the Packers get so lucky with quarterbacks.
It's been unreal.
Going from Favre to Rodgers and Love, they're going to be good. They're going to be relevant for a long time.
I think you're right.
I got a feeling.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Let's see. Detroit beat Tampa Bay 31-23. 6.5-point favorite. 49.5 was the spread. I know we both like Detroit to win. I think you might have taken them. I took Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and I know you like the under.
I love the under. Close.
Yeah.
But Detroit, I tell you what, they're America's
fun.
team.
They're fun.
America's team.
They're like Cincinnati was a couple years back.
Sure.
First everybody's excited for them. They want to see a team that hadn't been there in a while. I mean, hell, I remember it. There was nothing like it when the Bengals finally went to the playoffs and won a few games. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, and I'm all for this Detroit team. Can they get by? The next step against San Francisco, that's going to be tough. But I'm like, the way San Fran's vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't scare me.
No, and why should
Detroit should go in super confident.
I think
Detroit can beat San Fran.
They can, and Detroit. What Detroit's done is they've drafted very well the past couple of years. I mean,
yep.
You can just tell a couple of their rookies that they have playing right now are really good. They've got a couple of years, two guys from Hutchinson from 2 years ago with another gentleman. I mean, it's just they've done really well,
yes.
and that's what the NFL is set up to do year in and year out. Is make teams that have been bad for a long time relevant,
yep.
as long as you can recruit properly. Or I shouldn't say recruit, but draft.
Coach Campbell's doing a hell of a job. Detroit.
Man, what do you think?
He was like a joke 3 years ago. Remember that press conference
he
had? And, he probably – I've never heard a press conference like that for an opening for a coach, new coach.
I love that guy. And he's all the time, I always want to. What do you think, Dan Campbell? What if he was not a football coach? What would his profession be?
He'd either be a truck driver.
That's a good one.
He would be like one of those guys that goes on like safaris, like helps you hunt.
Oh,
something like that.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah. I could see him like running like a junkyard too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
He's a badass. I wouldn't mess with him. That's for awesome. Sure.
He's awesome.
A total badass.
I'm on the Detroit train. I said a couple weeks ago they were going to go to the playoffs or the Super Bowl. I still believe that. We'll get into that later, though.
All right. In the last game, the heavyweight fight last night, Kansas City 27, Buffalo 24. Buffalo went off. It was a 2.5-point favorite. 46.5 was the over-under. It went over. Casey wins straight up. Remember the Mahomes stat last week?
Which one was that?
He was 8-1-1 against the spread.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
As underdog. Everything
pointed to it. Everything pointed to it. Mahomes didn't disappoint. Kansas City, they were only involved in 5 third downs yesterday.
I thought Kansas City coached them big time.
Yeah.
Going for that fake punt.
Yeah.
That was stupid.
Yeah. Oh.
That was dumb.
Stupid.
That coach might be on the hot seat.
McDermott was if you remember earlier in the year, McDermott was on the hot seat. And then they finally started winning some games. But, is Josh Allen the new Jim Kelly?
I don't want to say that quite yet. I know the Bills have a lot of free agents, I think, next year. So they're going to have a different team than they had this past year.
Yeah, I just kind of thought everything just set up for Buffalo this year. I mean,
I thought they were going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, they finally had home field advantage set up. Everything was there for them for the takings, and they just didn't. I mean, and theoretically speaking, that game could have been a lot worse. If Kansas City goes in and scores that touchdown instead of calling a touchback.
Yeah.
I mean, that game is curtains night early in the fourth quarter.
You're right.
So what about your boy? This is great. The best athlete yesterday at that ball game was not even on the field. I don't know if you saw this or not. Jason Kelsey. Not only was he tailgating prior to the game, okay, so cool. The next thing you know, he's in a suite, with Taylor and all her girlfriends or whatnot. He jumps out of the suite. He grabs a little girl that had a sign that said, "I want to meet Taylor Swift." He runs her up the stands, holds her up so Taylor can see her, waves hi to her, takes her back down. This dude, he's over 300 pounds. He's 36 years old. He's been in the league for 16 years. I don't know how many damn beers he's had in him. What's he do? He hops back up and jumps in the freaking suite.
That was
the greatest move I've seen all day.
Yeah, he was definitely a hit in that game.
He's awesome.
I think he was trying to take all the pressure off of Taylor Swift.
Something. I mean, but then, and I love the Kelsey brothers, but I mean, when Travis scored the touchdown, I went, come on.
Yeah.
The heart sign?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I don't know what that was all about.
Come on. Kelsey, dude. Get soft on me, bro.
That's going to lead us up to 2 big games this weekend.
Oh.
Big games.
I hurt you, little buddy. Come on.
All right.
So what's that got us going then?
Sunday, 3 o'clock.
Black Sunday.
Kansas City's at Baltimore.
Boy, we used to throw some parties on Black Sunday, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
We're getting old now. We can't do that anymore.
Speak for yourself. All right, Baltimore's 3.5, 44 over Kansas City. Kansas City's now won 8 straight division championships. They've been to 6 straight AFC championships. Mahomes is now 9-1-1 against the spread on the road, 8-3 straight up. What are you thinking?
Man, I'm thinking it's Baltimore's year, unfortunately. Kansas City, big win on the road last week. I'm tired of Kansas City. It's Baltimore's turn. Baltimore gets it done 24-20.
Wow. I'm going to have to go against you. I did it last week with taking.
You're going against Lamar?
I just don't think he's ready yet.
Okay.
I think he's got to the championship game this year. I just think he's got another year or two before they get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So yes, until somebody beats Kansas City.
Well, they've already come out.
I'm taking Kansas.
I don't know. Something's been leaked. Something was leaked on the internet. I was flipping through the TikTok the other day, and something was already leaked that said San Francisco is playing Baltimore.
Really?
Yes. No. It was purple. It was purple and maroon. So I don't. Crap like that happens all the time.
Fixes in, or
it could be. You know me and my conspiracy theories.
I'm going to go Kansas City. I really haven't thought of a score, but I think Kansas City will win by 7.
So you're by 7?
Yeah.
And they're catching 3.5?
Yes.
How good do you feel about that? Is it?
I don't know.
Could it?
To be the man, you got to beat the man. No, it's definitely not.
Okay. I thought,
to be the man, you got to beat the man.
I thought we were going there.
And, hey, I'm a huge Lamar fan.
I know
I think
are.
Mahomes.
But you're a realist. And that's what I love about you.
Well, I mean, Baltimore's a 3.5-point favorite. That's
what I'm saying. If you think Kansas City's going to win by 7 and you're catching 3.5, I would almost think that would.
I'm going to bet that 3.5 soon before it goes to 2.5.
Oh.
I think it will.
I think it'll come off 3. I was a little shocked it started at 3.5, honestly. I mean, because you know that it takes a For those of y'all that don't really understand the point spread out there that are watching us, I mean, especially in the NFL, 3 is the key number, and it takes a lot of money to come on or off of 3. Generally, they kind of like to start at 2.5, but they're wanting you to take the Chiefs. I'm just telling you.
They're going to get my money.
Just telling you.
All right, 6:30 Sunday. We got Detroit going out to San Fran. San Fran 6.5, 51. This is the Lions' second NFC championship ever. 1991 was the first. Barry Sanders, Herman Moore.
How good was he?
That was a fun team. Chris Spielman.
That was a fun
smashing
team.
people.
Yeah. It was a fun team.
I'll tell you what, San Francisco was they're vulnerable. They just didn't look like a number 1 seed last week.
I know.
I don't know if it was because they were beat up a little bit or what, but
I don't know either. But one thing I do know, you're only as good as that week.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because
You're right.
Think about it. All the great teams, and especially you'll see this in the NCAA tournament all the time, will have that one game, they'll barely squeak by, and then, to me, it shows if you have a bad game and you can still win, you're a pretty damn good team, But, like you said, the eye test, I mean, you know who I like.
Yes.
I'm riding with this. I'm riding with Detroit. I don't know if they're going to win this ball game. I want them to win. The numbers already dropped 0.5 point. It started off at 7. It's down to 6.5 now. We're recording this on a Monday. I would almost tend to think that might even drop. It won't get below 6, but it might even drop a little bit more. But what I would do in this situation is I would take Detroit, tease them up. I feel a lot better with them catching, 12 points, and then I would tease them, obviously, with Baltimore. I think they're going to win anyhow. So that's what I would do. I don't like Detroit straight up.
I like the over in that game.
Oh, I could see that.
I like Detroit to cover, but I like San Fran to win.
I definitely like the over more than anything.
I do too.
Game. I think it's just going to be a high-scoring game. We've already talked. Detroit struggles. I'm just surprised they don't get more pressure on the quarterback. You've got Josh Pascal, former UK player. He was great in UK. You've got Aiden Hutchinson, the top draft pick, defensive lineman from a couple years back. I mean, and those guys get after it. It just to me, it doesn't seem like they sack guys a whole lot. But that might just be their game plan too as well.
Should be a fun day. Fun, exciting day. One of the best football days of the year.
It really is.
I like it better than the Super Bowl.
It is. It is
2 games back to back.
That yes, with both ramifications. I mean, huge stakes. You know what I'm saying? Yes, this is definitely way better than the Super Bowl.
All right, let's move on. Basketball.
What are we gonna talk about first?
Let's talk about the Cats first.
Oh baby.
UK 14-3, 4-1 in the SEC, coming off 2 big wins last week. They beat Mississippi State, which is one of our unbuckles. Who was it? Was it you or me?
Oh,
Mississippi State.
Trying to talk me off of that unbuckle too.
They were 6.5 point
That's
favorite.
So fast, my friend.
They won 90-77. Good pick. Good call.
Thanks,
you were all over.
Thank you.
But then they beat Georgia 105-96. UK was a 13.5 point favorite. Weren't they up about 28 with?
They were up 28
with about 10 minutes.
Yes,
to go?
They were. And I'll be honest with you. I told you in the last podcast. Georgia always plays us tough. They didn't play us tough, but they covered. But I knew when my phone started blowing up. If that game was at 6 o'clock, my phone started blowing up about 3 o'clock, and it was text message after text message. And then all of a sudden, I clicked on this one video and it said, "Hello, BBN. This is Big Z. I am free." And I went, "It's free! Freedom!" Me and Bro Dog, we're texting back and forth. We cannot wait. And boy, he did not disappoint.
No, he didn't.
That might have been one of the, think about this. For all the anticipation, we don't know what this guy has. Matt Jones is talking the whole time. Don't fall into this Big Z thing. We don't really know how good he is. Yada, 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 Bro Dog, my son, he's been telling me the whole time. He's like, "Dad, I watched film on this dude. He's good. He's really good." I'm like, "Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see it." Boy, did we see it. My goodness. And just the pure excitement. There's something about these foreign athletes that come over here that you just can see it in them, how much they really enjoy the process. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I loved about it. He talked about when Coach finally told him, he said his parents, they got emotional over the phone, and he was just so excited. A great story. He
was amazing. Every coach in the country.
What about
just took note of
the little behind the back pass?
It was awesome. That was like in the first minute too.
You're just praying like
who is this guy? Who is this guy? Where'd he come from?
It's like when back when you were growing up and you were at the cookout and this kid brings his dad over and he's a new kid at school and he brings the dad over and they're like, "Hey Dad, we need one more player." And he's like, "I don't really feel like playing." And all of a sudden he gets out there and whack, 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 whack. You're like, "Oh shit." That was Big Z. We had Big Z. What about your all Z? How'd he do this week?
Dude?
Y'all had a Z playing this week too, dude.
We're gonna get to that. Let's stay with the positive right now.
Oh man!
I will say this though.
It was fun to watch. What were you gonna say?
BBN, no more excuses. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We're too young.
We are young.
Injuries.
We do have an injury.
We haven't had enough reps practicing. Either win it. No excuses this year.
It's hard to win. It's hard to win it all. But hey, I like our chances.
Well, y'all just need to get to the Sweet 16. You haven't been there. When's the last time you've been in the Sweet 16? I got to make sure I get close to the mic so everyone hears this. 2000
Sweet 16? Hell, we haven't been out. We haven't been out of the first weekend in the last 2 years. I'm going to say 2018.
No more excuses.
Okay, you're right, and I agree with you.
You got 3 centers. You got 4 guards. You got 3 power forwards, 3 small forwards.
You're right. We've got it all there. If we can just play some defense, and to me, defense is all about effort. If we can do that, we should make a deep run.
I'm a little worried. If I'm a UK fan, which I'm definitely not, I think there's one person you got to be a little worried about. This is me. Tell me what you think.
Who's that?
Your boy Antonio Reeves. Okay. Antonio Reeves wanted to go pro last year. You know what the NBA said? No, you're not good enough. So now they put, 4 or 5 NBA players around him, who are all going to get drafted ahead of him. I'm kind of like in the first round of the tournament game, or was it first or second round y'all lose last year? Second round.
Yeah.
Would Reeves go 1 for 14?
He did.
Reeves wants to go to the NBA so bad. He'll, and that's what worries me is Reeves is going to be like, you know what? Reed Shepard's going to get drafted ahead of me.
I
got to do something. I got to make shots. I got to show him this. I got to show him that.
To your point. This just said Brodog Sweet 16 2019. Okay. But anyhow, to your point, We didn't have any shooters last year besides Reeves and Wallace. He had to shoot the ball. Okay? He had to shoot the ball. This year we've got so many shooters. If he's shooting the ball too much, sit her down.
You're right. You know what Cal is. Cal's.
Oh, I know. But you know what? I think Cal's kind of changing a little bit this year.
What's Aaron Bradshaw think about Big Z?
He's letting these kids. Oh, I think he loves it. They've actually, everything that I've read or heard, they have a really good relationship.
I'm sure they do, but he's taking his clock.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Cal said before the game, he said, I don't know how many minutes. He said, I may play Big Z 5 minutes. I may play him 10 minutes. I mean, but I'll say this. When Big Z came on the court, he looked more polished than the other two big men, in my opinion, and it was his very first game.
He looked like he'd been playing for years.
He does. The only bad thing is, where does he go from here, though? I mean, what else is he? I mean, he may not make another 3-pointer.
He might play point guard next game. You never know.
Who knows? Where's Big Z going to go from here? We'll find out.
All right, so UK, they play tomorrow night. They're at South Carolina. South Carolina's playing pretty good. 3.
Yes. Yeah. They've turned the ball club around a little bit.
They got a new coach.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go on the road in the SEC, it's going to be tough. The Cats, I look for the Cats to probably, I'm thinking the spot will probably be around 6 tomorrow night, maybe. If it's anything less than 6, I would take Kentucky. But it's always going to be tough on the road. Big win at home, Big Z.
South Carolina's going to be amped.
Everybody's always amped. Somebody will go off.
You're right.
Sit back and hold on.
All right, Tuesday, South Carolina. Then we got Saturday, 6 o'clock at Arkansas, Bud Walton Arena. Arkansas has been playing like dog shit.
Yeah, they haven't been playing very good at all, which is shocking to me because they've got some ball players. I mean, that'll definitely that's a tough, rowdy, crazy atmosphere. But I think we've got 4 games coming up. Those 2 you just mentioned. And then we've got Florida at home, and then we've got Tennessee at home. I think out of those 4, I predict we'll go 3-1, which is where I think we should be.
Makes sense. Need to get that first one at South Carolina.
Yes, got to get the first one. And game day is going to be. Why is it that every time we go on the road, college game day is always the college game day?
Guess y'all are a big deal.
Probably are.
Arkansas, what are they, 10-8 this year? I watched them play a couple times. They got about 10 good players, but unfortunately, only 5 can play at a time.
You're right.
Good luck to the Cats this weekend. I think they're going to go 2-0. All right, you ready to move on to the
who else would you like to talk about there, little buddy?
Well, I guess we'll start with Louisville.
Let's talk about the Cards.
All right, Louisville 6-12, 1-6 in the ACC now. They are in 15th place in the ACC, which is last. They lost a tough one to Carolina, 86-70 last week. We were down by more than that. Just wasn't. It was a total ass kicking.
It was. And what about? I did not realize the kid for Carolina,
Withers.
My goodness, he played for U of L last year and looked like a stud. Was he that good last year? I never really thought.
I think the coaching last year kind of hurt him a little bit.
He had some moves. I thought, my goodness,
he went for 15 and 10 against us.
Yeah.
That poor kid. He finally has somebody coaching him. Remember last year he'd run down the court and just want to shoot threes the whole time. Now he's getting underneath, kind of what he was doing his freshman year.
That's probably why I didn't recognize him, because when I watched him play against Louisville this weekend, everything was going to the basket.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I think that's his bread and butter.
Last year he was a 3-point shooter, so he thought. All right, let's see. Saturday, Louisville lost to Wake Forest, 90-65. Total ass kicking.
Oh, Wake Forest, they were raining threes
18 threes.
Hallelujah, raining threes.
Tied for the most threes ever given up by Louisville in a game.
Wow. Wow.
Remember,
that's a lot of 3-pointers.
Remember 2005 West Virginia Pittsnoggle?
Oh,
Pittsnoggle! Gus Johnson going crazy.
Yeah. Was that they had 18 as well?
Yeah, they also had 18.
Wow.
Let's see.
What about
you want to talk about our little Z?
Yeah, your little Z.
This
is damn near impossible to do, by the way.
I mean, this is.
Tell us.
I can't believe I'm even gonna.
It's amazing.
All right, Little Z. He played 18 minutes.
And for the people out there who don't know who Little Z is, who are we talking about?
Zayn Payne, Coach Payne's son, who's
he pretty much he was a walk on at UK, left UK, went with his dad when he took the head coaching job there at Louisville, and I mean,
I feel sorry for him. His dad's put him in a terrible position. He plays 18 minutes, zeros on the stat line. He did have one foul.
Right.
He did have one foul.
I mean, that's almost damn near impossible to do. Like 0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists. I mean,
he couldn't guard me.
I mean,
He
0
couldn't
steals.
guard me. I think I'd make him fall.
Do you think that?
I think that was a big one of these Kenny Payne.
Sit and spin, baby.
That's right.
We're gonna play whoever we want.
That's right. That's right. So who knows?
What did who was the old coach of back in the day? Marquette. What was the old coach's name?
Mike Dean.
No.
Flicked everybody off.
No, Marquette's coach. His son played for him there too. He was also an announcer.
Al McGuire.
Al McGuire. His son played for him, and they questioned about him playing his son. He goes, "Well, I love him." So I think that's what Kenny's saying. If y'all don't like me, I love him. He gonna play.
Let's see. U of L's defensive rating right now in the country is 334 out of 363, I think.
Well, that ain't too bad.
They're ranked 225 in the net. They're not good.
No.
But
with all that being said, I just think Kenny needs a little more time. I mean, he's trying to figure out, with putting Zane in there now. He's just trying some new lineups because he knows Zane will be back next year. He's just trying some new things. He just needs a little more time.
All right, let's talk about this week's schedule. 7 p.m. tomorrow. We got the Dukies coming to town.
Oh, Duke's coming to UVA?
Yeah, tomorrow.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What time they play?
7 o'clock.
And they just came off a loss against Pittsburgh.
They're not going to be very happy.
Which means Duke will probably win by 30.
At least. I think they're going to bring
over-under attendance tomorrow night. Do they get over 9,000 there?
No.
What time is the game?
7. I think they get. I think honestly, they only got 14,000 against UK, so I'm thinking they're probably half that. It being Duke, probably 6 or 7,000.
If it was at 9 o'clock, that would be half of that.
Oh, they'd be 3,000. You're right. And then we follow up after our game with Duke. We got Virginia coming into town Saturday at noon. We always do good against them. That's going to be a tough game. Virginia's not their normal Virginia, but they're good enough to kick our ass.
That's one, though, I think, like a nooner on a Saturday, you know what I'm saying? Like Virginia, they've already beat you down at their place. That might be one. Keep your eye out for that one, folks. That might be one Louisville might rise up. Oh, Sky, letting it float from the sky.
What do you think that Duke spread will be?
I think Duke will be. I think Duke will be about a 14.
Yeah, I can see that.
14. Yeah,
I can see that.
Well,
all right. Anything else with U of L?
Nah, man. I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about them, unfortunately.
Next Monday.
They are killing it in the portal, though. U of L football's killing it in the portal.
We're talking about U of L basketball.
I know, but you said though anything else about Louisville?
Basketball. We'll talk about
nobody
football.
Wants to talk about
All right, let's move on. I don't want to talk about him either, to be honest with you. The Bellarmine Knights dropped a tough one to EKU the other night. They played better. We got a starter back, Bash Wheelan.
It's good.
But
good
we
to have Bash
lost
back.
one.
Yep.
Alec Freem's out for the year, so we got 6 scholarship guys.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have any depth. We won't talk about them too much, but 6:30 on Thursday night, North Florida's coming into town, the Freedom Hall. And then 4 o'clock Saturday, Jacksonville is coming to Freedom Hall.
Thursday night, we're going to that.
The friendly confines.
We're going
Freedom
to that.
Hall.
What do you think, Thursday?
Yeah,
Hell
for
yeah.
sure.
Swords up!
Let's see. What else with Bellarmine here? Hey, get out there and watch them. Come to Freedom Hall. When's the last time you've been to Freedom Hall?
It's awesome, man.
It's a
I enjoy it. It
blast.
brings back so many memories. It really does, man. Just from going back there. And I mean, it's a great place to watch a game.
They got one of those Kentucky pork producer stands where you get like pork chop sandwiches.
Bush Light. Cold. Hey, when I say the beer's cold,
It's
I'm
cold.
not lying.
It is definitely cold.
I am not lying.
So get out to Freedom Hall, watch those Knights.
Swords up!
Swords up. All right, we're going to go to golf now.
What a weekend.
Wow.
My goodness.
American Express, that was a hell of a tournament. All the big names, we had some big names up top, but the winner, Nick Dunlap, amateur, sophomore from Alabama, and man, did he play good.
Didn't really know. I mean, we follow golf every week. We have been for years.
Yeah.
This Dunlap kid just kind of came up on my radar. I didn't know hardly anything about him. I mean, getting to read up on him now. I mean, he's a great player. He's going to be really good. So what happened? Let me ask you this: what happens? So he's an amateur.
Yep.
Therefore, he cannot collect the purse money. Is that correct?
No, guy who finished second collected it.
So the guy who finished second got all the entire purse.
I know he got first place purse.
So could he? Let me ask you this:
Okay.
could he decide that he wanted to turn pro after that tournament and then get the money, or did he have to be professional before the tournament started?
He had to be pro before the tournament started.
Okay. Is there any way American Express, this could be a hell of an idea, give him an NIL deal moving forward, considering it was the Amex tournament?
Well, he's got some big decisions coming up.
Tell us about him.
He's the first amateur winner.
Since like 91?
91. Phil Mickelson.
I was talking to my buddy Pete. We were texting back and forth the other day, and he said, man, that amateur's going to win. And I thought, when was the last time an amateur won a tournament? I knew it had been a while.
Long time. Mickelson's done all right, too, in his career. So.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here's the deal with Dunlop.
Okay.
If he doesn't turn pro, he's automatically in the Masters because he won the U.S. AMs. So he's definitely in the Masters, whether he goes pro or not. He's also fully exempt on the tour through 2026, which is,
that's awesome.
24, so he's got 2 years. He can be on the main tour, and
well, that's fantastic. So he theoretically has no like once he turns pro, he has no pressure.
None,
because by winning this tournament,
yes.
he's exempt for 2 years.
Yes.
Oh, that's
if he
awesome.
turns pro, though, he gets in all like the big tournaments.
I see what you're saying.
Okay?
Right.
Now,
because theoretically, besides, if you're wanting to be like, who was the greatest amateur of all time?
Well, Tiger was.
No. This guy never turned pro. Think of it. My goodness, there's been movies made about him and everything. Augusta, he did Bobby Jones. So unless he wants to be like Bobby Jones, theoretically, what would be advantageous for him not to turn pro and still play in these tournaments? Does that make sense?
Yes. I know.
Is there an upside?
I think
to
he
that?
withdrew from the Torrey Pines tournament today, though, to go back to Alabama.
He had homework to do. Shit.
I think he's going to party. That's what I'd be doing.
He's only 20.
No more homework.
He don't know how to party. He's only 20.
He's got a big future, and I think when he goes home and talks to his coach and his parents, and maybe talks to JT and a couple others.
JT, an old alumnus of
yes.
Alabama too.
Yes,
JT played good this week. Last
he played
week.
great.
I mean, it looks like he's going to have a good year this year.
His last 4 tournaments, he's been top 5 in each one of them. So
he's close.
He is.
He's close.
All right, next week we're going to Torrey Pines. Real quick,
beautiful place.
You took JT Poston. He finished 11th. Nice.
Not bad.
I had Finau. I finished 25th.
Not bad.
So
you made 2 cuts in a row.
Yeah. Next week, we go to Torrey Pines in San Diego, the Farmers Insurance Open.
Mm-hmm.
Max Homa, defending champion.
He's going to win again.
You think?
Oh, yeah. I love Max.
I was going to take him, but then I saw that, and I was like,
that's all right.
I can't do that.
You can win 2 in a row. I'm going to take
Morikawa.
He loves that course. Yeah, I mean, California kid. Yeah. That'll be a good one. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be shocked if when they match them up, if
they're together.
If they're not together. Yeah. So. But I would definitely play Homa top 10 for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet. You probably get plus money on him too as well. You know, there was a big weekend in horse racing this weekend too. I don't know if you got to catch it or not, but they had a Derby prep. How do you say that? LeCompte. Yeah, in Louisiana. Horse by the name of Track Phantom, Steve Asmussen. Second Derby prep, this horse is around the row, beating a good Cox horse in Nash. So keep your eyes out for Track Phantom. He's now won the first prep race there in Louisiana, and he won the second one. There's another horse that I'm going to give you all, hot off the presses. Bradley from the Gold Ring. We're going to give Bradley a little shout out here. He's high on this Hall of Fame. He ran in a maiden race on Saturday there at the fairgrounds, trained by the Ass Man as well. Hall of Fame, though. Keep your eyes and ears out on for that. Little Bradley might be on to something there.
I'll have to put that horse in my stable.
You should, yeah. Hall of Fame. Put that one in.
Keep an eye on him.
Friday night, we got another big one.
Revenge game, possibly. Little St. X Trinity of Bellarmine.
Oh, that's going to be fun, man. That's going to be damn, we already getting our week planned out. We got the Bellarmine Nights on Thursday. Yep. The Tigers and the Rocks rematch on Friday. That'll be a good one.
I think St. X is going to get this one. I think they got the confidence now that they can play with Trinity.
I think you fell and bumped your head.
You throwing a flag on that one?
Flag on that one, dude. I think these Rocks are mad. They're upset. They don't think St. X should have won like that. We were on some tired legs. We had just come in from New Orleans. I think the Rocks are going to be dialed in. I think they're going to be focused. I don't think St. X is going to sneak up on them like they did the first time. You know, what's your score prediction?
Well, here's what I'm going to say. If the sophomore from Trinity, the Johnson kid, one of the best sophomores in the country, if he wants to stay out and shoot threes, I think St. X is going to let him all game. If he gets in there, 8-10 feet in the lane and does his damage there, I think St. X could be in trouble. But
so you think that's going to be the factor?
Well, I mean,
Jaden Johnson, will he shoot the three, or is he going to go inside and pound it in low?
He's a lot better down low. I'll say that. He's a great player, but to win the game, he doesn't need to be shooting all those threes.
I agree with you.
And St. X is going to come out and shoot a ton of threes.
It's going to be a fun game to watch. I mean, I think both of these teams match up really well.
It's going to be a sellout. It might be a sellout now.
I don't think they've already heard it's going to sell. It's going to sell out.
I like St. X 77-74.
77-74. I'm going Rocks 80-70.
Wow.
Yeah. I think the Rocks I think they're focused. I think that game caught their attention. It'll be something. You watch any shows lately?
I haven't.
Dude,
I'm not gonna lie.
there's one on Netflix.
Don't watch any shows.
I even told the wife about this one. And normally, I don't tell her about a whole lot because her and I don't agree on anything. This American Nightmare. I mean, it's a three-part docuseries on Netflix, and it's about a husband and wife, a home invasion. They take the wife, kidnap the wife. And these people are in their late 20s. They're not husband and wife. I'm sorry, boyfriend, girlfriend. But the boyfriend doesn't go to the police until like 8 hours after she had been abducted, which I thought I had this thing figured out multiple times. And boy, was I wrong. Hey, it's good. If you got the time, 3 episodes, they're about 45 minutes apiece. Take a look at that one.
Might try to check that one out.
Yeah, that is even for our female listeners, you will like that one too. That is really good. Really good. Hey, not to mention, I got a call the other day. Somebody wanted to sponsor our show.
How about that?
I said, well, hell yeah. Our good buddy Pat Norris with PT Printing, okay? Pat does kitchen cabinets. I said printing. I meant painting. Good Lord. We don't want him printing. We want him painting for sure. He's a hell of a painter. He specializes in kitchen cabinets, interior, exterior painting. He power washes your deck. He'll stain your deck. He does a really good job, okay? He'll do big decks, little decks. It don't matter, He's a man. We all know Pat. He does really good work. If you ever need Pat's services, you can reach him at 502-528-3600. That's PTP Painting. Ask for Pat Norris. I really want to thank Pat for that. And if anybody else, if anybody else would like to do some sponsorship with us, feel free to get in contact with myself or little buddy, and we'll be happy to give you a shout out here on this podcast. I heard a rumor.
Tell me.
It's all rumors from the corner. Okay. I had a young bartender today tell me.
Okay.
That when she has 2 children, when she was pregnant with both of her children, she bartended up till the time that she gave birth. And she told me, she said she had never been hit on more than when she was pregnant. I said, why? And she goes, because it's all deposits, no withdrawals. And I was like, what? That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's the rumor. She's trying to tell me that if you're pregnant and you're working behind the bar, you get more attention than not.
I've never heard that one before, but I'm going to take your word for it. Got anything else for us this week?
Nah, man. It was a fun show. It was a fun show. I look forward to watching these ball games this weekend. Mom, if you're listening out there, we love you. She's having a little surgery tomorrow, so if you're a prayer person, keep her in your thoughts and prayers. And look forward to doing another with you, my man.
It's fun.
All right, brother.
Have a great week.
Yep, you too.
See ya.